Welcome everybody back to Boost Emotion, guys. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night. Thank you. Oops. All right, so he's gonna first remove this protector out the way. Wants to bring this down so we can access the mount. You holding that up to hold, okay, to hold the trans up, right? Okay. Yeah, okay. All right, so we can, and this is the brace, is the trans brace, right? Mm-hmm. Okay. Moving it. How soft. Oh, yes. Yeah. I think those are hardened, right? Those are hardened bolts. Alright, guys, so if you want to take a look, this is actually very soft. I could squeeze on this with my bare hand. It definitely flexes, look. So I want to show you guys how much this thing flexes. So, see how I move it with my hand? And the transmission and the driveline sits on this, so when it moves up, it can move up and down. Right here, this is, I can squeeze this with my hands. I can squeeze this literally with my hands. So we're gonna go with a solid piece, and then I'm gonna give you guys my driving impressions.
Good?
All right, so out of the hole, when I put the car into drive, the noise, the whirling noise goes away. I don't hear it at all anymore. I guess because before it probably the torque converter making that noise that you can hear it. All right, now as I'm driving, okay, so it is a little bit louder. You can hear the noise a lot more. Before, I never really heard those noises. Let me see. I'm trying to give you guys my best estimate on the noise of this. Okay. All right. All right, yeah, I definitely hear it a lot more. I can definitely hear the transmission a lot more than before, because you really couldn't hear it before. But now, depending on the revolution, like depending on what RPM you're at, you can actually hear like the whining noise. Let me see, let me actually give it a quick little pull. Yeah, you can hear it a bit more, which is okay, because if you ever, it's not like it's a choppy noise that you would hear from a, let's say, it's not like a choppy noise you would hear from like a dual clutch. So it's not that bad. I'm gonna tell you guys in all honesty, it's really not that bad. But most of us, if you drove around their car and you never have any music on, yeah, you would hear the noise, and you wouldn't want that. You actually wouldn't want the noise at all. You wouldn't want to hear that. But I usually always have music on, so it's perfectly fine. And it's nothing super loud. Like, it's not super loud, but it is noticeable. Now, coming to a stop, it's pretty quiet. When I put it in neutral, now you hear it again, the whirling. I believe you can hear the torque converter spinning, or the fluid spinning. So yeah, it's right. It's like a, I don't know how to explain it. It's a whirling noise, but not a rotational. It's like, woo, like if it's an electric car, it's like, woo. It's something similar to that type of noise that I hear from it. That's the best example I can really give you guys. I'm about to get on the highway, so we're gonna go off of that review and see if that can give you guys the best assumption on how it really sounds. Yeah, the motor is gonna overpower the noise of it if you start giving it pulls, so you really won't hear it. You do hear it a bit different. Alright, so now we're going about 40, 45, 50. Let me see. Yeah, you hear it a lot more. That's the best way I can explain it. You actually hear your motor a bit more, not that synthetic noise that they've added to the cabin bay. You do get a feedback from the motor and the transmission. You can actually hear the revs increase, which is okay. I think that's fine for that reason, because I don't have any music on right now, and I'm perfectly fine with that. All right, so I got to spend a little bit more time on the way back. I ended up bumping into another dude with a Q60. He wanted to cut up traffic. I really didn't do that, but I did speed up a little bit just to see how the car feel. And then I bumped into a Supra, the current gen Supra on the highway, and that was a nice little, little tag you were doing on the highway. And what I could tell you is the transmission feels like it just shifts a bit more firmer. Before, it's like when it shifted, it felt like it was just like a little kickback. I believe that kickback, it doesn't even exist anymore. I do feel like the car is a lot more alive and loud and rowdy, because you can actually hear the motor, the transmission, and everything move. If anybody's ever driven a dual clutch car, I'm telling you, that's such as an M4 or a GTR. It sounds kind of like that without the clutches kicking in between every two gears. But I do hear that difference, and I don't know if I'm in love with it yet or not. I do like the more mechanical sound, but usually I always have the music on anyway, so I don't think that would be much of an issue in the first place. But if you're just driving around quiet, no music, and you just want the car to be absolutely quiet, and you don't even want to hear anything, you want to be completely secluded from noise, then the transmission mount is not something that you would really want to put on your car. But for my first impressions with ever having a solid mount, I believe it definitely gave me firmer shifts. The shifts do feel a lot more firmer. Feels like it's a little bit more seamless, I would say. All in all, what I would say is this a modification everyone should actually do. I don't know, because I'm just daily driving the car, and I don't think it's really being used in its best benefit on the street. Maybe if you do some kind of spirited driving or maybe track use, yes. But what I'm doing right now, I don't really think it's as necessary, really at all, to be quite honest with you guys. But it is nice to know that there is an optional mount out here that you can install in your car, and it installs relatively fast, pretty quickly. It could be installed within this guy's pissing me off. It can be installed within 20 minutes, all depending on the shop. So about an hour shop time. You can't beat that. An hour shop time, can't beat that at all. So let's wait till we get home so I can give you guys my final estimate. Alright guys, so I want to give you guys my initial impression of the DropbearLLC Performance Solid Transmission Mount. Right now, what I'm going to honestly sit there and do is for the next couple weeks, I'm just going to drive the car regular and see how I like it with the music, without the music, and just see if I can live with it, if it's pretty much okay. So I will give you a second video to this on my initial, well, this is my initial, and that will be my final estimate on how it feels. I'm still going to sit this as one video. This is a modification that's mainly used for the drag strip or anything type of racing. Solid, this is my first time ever having a solid transmission mount, so I didn't know I was going to hear noises, and this isn't as loud as I thought it would be. So So that's the good part, but I don't know if I really want to live with it or not. So I'm gonna give it a couple of weeks, see how I like it. It's really easy to install. It was only about 15-20 minutes for them to do, so we gotta wait there to sit there and see. But shout out to Mike. I appreciate you sending out the transmission mount. Check his links below to the transmission mount. I'm gonna say it again, because people are gonna ask me, "Boo, should I go buy this for my car?" To be honest, wait for my final estimate on if you should or shouldn't. But I'm gonna sit there and say it on video. As a daily driver, I'm gonna say it on video. I don't think it's necessary. Just straight up honest. But if you know you're the type of guy who want to get all the performance out your car, you want to get more of that race car feel, the noises, the feedback, and get more firmness, I think this is something that should really definitely be used if you're going to pair this with like a lightweight drop shaft and zero motor mounts and stuff like that. This would be a good pair. But if you're just a regular daily guy who just wants to chill and do a few modifications, this may be a modification you might need to skip. So outside of that, guys, definitely check out the Drop Bear performance sites and Facebook below, and IG. Also hit me up at IG. Hit me up on IG at boostinmotion on IG, Facebook, and boostinmotion@gmail.com. You guys have a good morning, good afternoon, good night. Thank you guys. I appreciate you guys so much. You have a good day. Thank you everybody for watching. Do appreciate you guys. Love you guys very much. You can also check out the 2 links I posted for some of my other videos. Also on top of that, if you want to purchase some Boost in Motion merch, definitely check the link that I posted also. And finally, if you've been watching all my videos and you enjoy them, please hit the link to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thank you. Thank you.